Hi everyone, it's Pamara Naturals back with another video. I hope you're enjoying this rice water series. Today we're actually going to make our rice water and use it on our natural hair. I hope you're excited. If you're interested, keep watching. Now, there is plenty of options when it comes to your rice. There's so many options for you to choose from. There's black rice, there's brown rice, there's white rice. I'm just going to use normal basmati white rice. If you do have organic rice, go ahead and use that. Mine's not organic, but obviously organic is preferred. Obviously, brown rice and black rice, etc., have got more nutritional benefits. But what we're really going for with the rice water is the protein. And yeah, white rice is able to offer that to you. So I would say just go ahead with whatever rice you've got. I am using half a cup of rice, and I am going to be washing this rice quite thoroughly in cold water. Now, this step is really important, especially for some of us that are not using organic rice. You want to agitate the rice, to just cleanse it from any impurities or whatever debris might be on the rice. And you want to do this 3 times. So I ended up washing my rice, getting rid of the water, and then repeating the process. If you haven't watched my previous 2 videos on rice water, I will put a playlist above, and in those videos I pretty much talk about the benefits of rice water, the dangers, the pros and cons, things that you need to look out for, questions you need to ask before using rice water. So definitely valuable before you try rice water or any other trendy, DIY or product that's out there. Anyway, in a nutshell, the reason there is a hype about rice water is simply because the yaowomen have used it for generations and attribute their healthy, long, black hair to it. So they ferment it and then they pour it in their hair on a regular basis. And they say that that's the reason they've got long hair. And we know that rice water actually has protein in it. And so it's simply a protein treatment. It's going to strengthen your hair, prevent breakage, and also protect your hair by adding this little starchy material or starchy substance on your hair to protect it and prevent breakage. So after washing your rice water, you want to place it into a pot and bring it to the boil. It's recommended to add 1 part rice to 6 parts of water. So if you use 1 cup of rice, you add 6 cups of water. If you use half a cup of rice, you add 3 cups of water, etc. So while we bring our rice to the boil, I'm just going to prepare some additions or some extra things that we're going to put into our jar of rice as we brew it. And these are the peels of citrus fruits, and I am going to use oranges and lemons. And the reason we're doing this is to, as much as possible, try to mask the smell of rice water. If you've used rice water before, you know exactly what I mean. This stuff smells, guys, and without using any, lemon or orange, or some people use essential oils, etc., it can really be quite offensive. So go ahead and use this to make your experience more pleasurable, if at all. After a few minutes, your rice would have come to the boil, and what you want to do is drain the water and then pretty much rinse the rice again under cool water or cool running water under a tap. And this process pretty much eliminates impurities as much as possible. And almost straight away, you can see the starch stick to the pot or even just over the top of your rice water, or the water that the rice was boiling in. You can see the starch just kind of collect on the top or remain on the sides of the pot, to show you that even if you don't ferment your rice, you can actually have benefits from the rice water, because even without fermenting the rice water, the starch will still remain in the water, and it will also deposit onto your hair, which will provide protection to your hair and help with length retention. So I mean, whether you like to ferment it or not, I still believe that you can find benefit with rice water either way. So for people that do not exactly, want to ferment their rice or, have smelly DIYs in their hair, you can use rice without having to ferment it and still get some benefits from it. As you can see, we've placed our rice in a big jar and added our citrus peels in the jar. You want to give your, concoction a nice big shake before placing it in a dark, dry place. And I am going to brew mine in one of my cupboards. The yaowomen can brew their rice water for months and months on end. I ended up brewing my rice water for a week, so 7 days. However, I couldn't use it on the 7th day, so I decided to put it in the fridge to stop the fermentation process, and then I used it on the 8th day. And as you can see, it's quite cloudy when compared to the original look of the rice water. So that fermentation has pretty much taken place, releasing all the properties of the rice into the water. I allowed my rice water to sit on the bench top for about an hour, and then I strained it into a jar, which I'm just going to use to pour onto my hair when I'm ready. And if I was honest, I will have to say that the smell of the rice water was still present, but to a much less extent when compared to rice water prepared without the citrus fruits. I would probably say maybe 80-85% of the smell was masked with the citrus fruit. So manageable. If you really do want to try rice water, I would say try using the citrus fruits to mask the smell. Finally, down to actually trying rice water. There are so many ways that you can use to apply the rice water on your hair. You can spritz it, you can pour it onto your hair. The yaowomen seem to prefer this method, which is to pour it onto their hair and then work it into their strands and squeeze it into the hair, etc. So I decided to do this method because that's how the yaowomen do it as well. But whatever method, guys, it works as long as your hair is drenched in that water, and definitely you allow for every strand to experience the rice water goodness. I couldn't really see how far I'd gone pouring the rice water onto my hair, and I really didn't want to get the residue of the rice stuck in my hair. With these residues, guys, there's so many opportunities for you to get, all sorts of particles in your hair and end up spending the entire day trying to take them out. So I decided to stop here and ended up massaging the rice water into my hair and just working it through before I applied my plastic cup. It's really important for us to follow up our rice water treatment with a nice wash and deep condition. Now you can use a sulfate-free shampoo, that's fine, but what the conditioning does, it brings the protein moisture balance back to your hair. And obviously you want your hair to smell fresh, you want your curls to pop, and you just want that all-round nice experience of washing your hair and not walking around with smelly hair. So definitely wash your hair and deep condition after using rice water. I'd be lying if I came up here and told you that my hair felt dry and brittle after using rice water. It didn't. It felt moisturized, it felt stronger. I feel like rice water will probably be a good addition to someone's regimen if they use it properly. And the key word or the key thing is to use it correctly for your hair type, your hair porosity, your hair texture, etc. I'm gonna try and use rice water over a 3-month period where I will probably use it once every month, because that's the same amount of time that I would use any other protein treatment, monthly. And then I'll come up here and give you guys an update or some feedback on how my hair responded, because with protein treatments or things like rice water, you don't necessarily feel or experience results immediately. It's a a long process, and you have to give it time to really be effective. So if you guys are interested in that, leave a comment below. Otherwise, I will see you in the next video. Bye.